Good afternoon, I'm Peter Jardine, Head of Communications for Scottish Athletics, and just wanted to reflect on a rather remarkable day at the Tokyo World Championships. The men's 1500 metres semi-finals have been completed, and Josh Kerr, Jake Wightman and Neil Gourley will all contest Wednesday's final. Well, shortly before these championships started over the weekend, across BBC outlets, we read from Josh Kerr saying that if your life or your work commitments allowed, then to be nowhere else other than in front of watching the men's 1500 metres final around 2:20 p.m. our time on Wednesday. He wasn't wrong. And in fact, if Josh had referenced the heats and the semi-finals, he'd probably been even more right, because there's been all sorts happening across the last 2 or 3 days in Japan. First, we had Jakob Ingebrigtsen, one of the big favourites, knocked out in the heats on Sunday morning. And then today, we've seen even more carnage with fallers and disqualifications and all sorts happening in the 2 semi-finals. But Josh was second, Jake was third, both were safely through from the first race. And then Neil Gourley had an anxious wait, but joined them by 0.006 of a second on a photo finish in his second race to make it in 6th place at that time, although Neil hasn't in fact since been elevated to 5th place. So a remarkable achievement to have 3 Scots in a major global final, and it's only the 3rd time we make it that it's happened. They were in the final in Doha in 2019, and now 6 years later they're in another with the Commonwealth Games in 2022, also featuring Messrs Kerr, Wightman and Gourley. It's fantastic for our pathway, fantastic for our clubs, fantastic for our sport that 3 guys who came through the ranks at Edinburgh AC and Giffnock North and represented Scottish schools, competed in cross-country at venues like Falkirk and Cumbernauld and indoors at the Emirates Arena over the years, are now competing with such superb performances on the global stage, the very, very top of our sport. We look forward to seeing them on Wednesday. As Josh says, don't miss it. Good luck.